Good evening and welcome to another episode of Clearly Ambiguous. I hope you guys are doing well and safe wherever you are. Thank you for the like, shares, and comments on the previous video. We will try to do better in future. So, what are we talking about? As the title suggests, is Jai Hind enough? Yes, it is. Now, why did I pick up this thing and why did I want to talk about this? Well, the thing is, there is a lot of debate when we have to say this, right? Now, when I was growing up, being an army kid, like I used to see army officers, army soldiers, everybody around me, and they used to always. It did not matter which part of the country they came from. They used to always greet with a Jai Hind, and they used to depart with a Jai Hind. And it made me wonder in last couple of days that that has basically been the motto of our forces all the time. And when you say that, you basically are saluting or praising this entire country and everybody and every being within the bounds of this country. So that is enough. If you just say that, that is enough. Isn't it wonderful? It's brilliant. It's all-encompassing. When you say Hindustan Zindabad, that means everybody. When you say Jai Hind, it's the same thing. Right? So, while we have been debating about a lot of things and then we think that, okay, when we say this, we have to say that we hail where we are locally from as well. We don't need to. Because when you say that, you have been included. That's it. That's how simple and smart it is. So first of all, it is enough. Now let's come to the fact of what is happening. See, Operation Sindoor happened, right? And it is still continuing. Now, obviously, we are a curious bunch, and that's the reason why we follow media channels, media reports, this, that, and the other. We are also following consuming a lot of content because, see, as I've said before, that in today's age, claiming the narrative is also part of trying to win the war. And why narratives need to be claimed. Now, for our neighbor, they need to claim the narrative because they are in a tough situation. They want to go to the world and say, see how badly India is doing, what India is torturing us, this, that, and the other. Why? Because they want money. Right? And what are they going to do with money? They've always had money. Since the time they were formed, do you think they didn't have money? They didn't have military resources. They had everything. And yet, where did they take their nation? And see where we took. And I'm not going to go into the fact that which government in this country was actually responsible for how much progress, this, that, and the other. I think most governments in this country always did something to reach where we are today. Every government will thump their own, they beat their own drum, but that time is a different time. Right? So see where we are. We are saying we'll surpass this economy, we'll surpass that economy. There are already economies there on top who are getting scared about this. They would like to engage us into war and destroy our economy. But then again, what is happening right now? Our neighbors, while they are being supported by their friends, are giving them weapons which are basically not performing, running out of fuel and lying in our fields in Hoshiarpur. Or are basically being taken down fantastically by our air defense systems. They tried it all night last night. And yes, there were certain media channels who basically went for overkill and actually ended up doing exactly what the Pakistani media does. But we are basically giving Pakistanis a taste of their own medicine, right? They end up claiming that, we have downed 5 of your planes. Yesterday we also said we have downed this many of your planes. Not right. Come on. See, our media does not need to do this. Our nationalism does not come from watching videos. We are what we are. When it comes time to rally behind our forces, there are plenty of people who are rallying behind our forces. It gives me great pleasure. It makes me feel so nice when I see my friends and family members displaying regimental mottos in their reels and how Indian forces are great and uh, praising their valor and everything. So yeah, we don't need you guys to make. Pakistanis probably need to, because um, uh, Pakistani population is protesting against their own military. That's what they were doing. And that's the reason why Pakistanis had to do something, because nothing unites Pakistan like their hate towards India. The same people who were questioning their own government, giving examples of our Prime Minister to their Prime Minister that, look, Indian Prime Minister doing so well, why don't you learn from him, are now all bloodthirsty of our own Prime Minister, of our Prime Minister now. And they end up saying, that all of the Pakistani population stands behind all of the Pakistani military. Well, if it is numbers that they are thinking, all of Pakistani military, yes, would be required to stand towards India. But in India's case, all of India's military is not always occupied with Pakistan. We have other borders as well. And that's the reason why if any of other neighbors want to try misadventures, they should think twice. And we've actually got weapons which perform better than what they presently have in their arsenal anyways. Our boys in Jammu, they were making videos and reels last night. That is the confidence that we have in our army. That we can take pot shots at, So anyways, there are people in this country who just can't say a word to support our boys, who could not condemn the attack in Pahalgam. And to those people, it doesn't matter. Right? The armed forces of this country, right, will defend everybody, irrespective of what their views are. That's the beauty of our democracy. That's the beauty of our armed forces. Right? Our armed forces do not consider our population as fodder. That's the reason why they are doing what they are doing right now. Unlike Pakistani military, who are basically standing in funerals of terrorists. See, I'll tell you what, and if even us Indians expecting answers from the world, that world will basically unanimously condemn, you know what, like, even though Americans ended up finding Osama bin Laden within Pakistan, there are parts of the US establishment which still consider Pakistan as an ally, and they would love to give them more F-16s. If it was up to them, they would probably give them an aircraft carrier here. Have an aircraft carrier as well while you're at it. While Indians are doing operations like Dost with countries like Turkey is basically sending military ships, cargo ships and supplies to Pakistani army, who can basically succeed in their nefarious purposes of attacking the civilians of our country. See, when our Prime Minister or us Indians, we end up saying this thing of Vasudev Kutumbakam, I'll say that once again, Vasudev Kutumbakam, that means the entire world is our home. When we say that irrespective of under which banner you stand. These countries like Turkey would want the entire world to be one home, but only if you stand under their banner. So that tells us enough about them. Chinese, they have been supplying PL-15s, PL-15s, J-10Cs, J-15s, whatever they are doing. They are reverse engineered copy technology from somebody else, and they want it battle tested right now. And they are using Pakistan as an experiment lab right now. Here, have some of our weapons, go against India, let's see. Okay. S-400 can bring this down. So now what do? Let's go back to the drawing board again. That's what the Chinese are doing right now. They're going back to the drawing board and let's... So anyways, our boys are doing a great job, and it's good to see that our politicians right now are speaking unanimously, no matter how much they are at each other's throat in usual times. Another set of people are preaching peace right now. We should celebrate peace. We should not celebrate war. Well, to those people, I'd like to say, till 23rd of April, we were celebrating peace. Tourism happens in peace. Tourism is a celebration of peace. And what did four cowards do from across the border? They came and they destroyed that peace. So your calendar should not start on Operation Sindoor. You should start, your calendar should go back to 23rd. Your calendar should go back to 26/11. Right? Your calendar should go back to actually till 1947. Since when this country was born and what they've been doing since that point of time. They have one purpose. They have one purpose. While we have many purposes, we want to send people into space, we want to develop new technology, we want to be masterful economy and this, that and the other, we want to develop vaccines. How many vaccines has our neighbor developed? The only thing that is made in Pakistan is only two things. One is Pakistani propaganda and the other one, everybody in the world knows, but none of them want to say it out loud, and we are the only people who say it out loud. And we are giving them multiple opportunities of an off-ramp. So the people who are saying de-escalate, 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 who's escalating? Right? You think we would launch an Operation Sindoor just because we wanted to launch one day? No, 23rd of April. People executed in a beautiful valley in Kashmir. That's what. So we are not celebrating war here. But yes, we will celebrate the valor of our soldiers, our boys, our army officers, our navy officers, Air Force officers, the pilots, everybody will celebrate their valor. And we should all do that. And unanimously we should do that. No matter what our political affiliations are. We should not be doing something right now which even a single boy out there sees on social media and says, you know what am I fighting for? Who am I fighting for? Anyways, it's okay. So there would be a time to vent against these people, and we'll do that. We'll keep doing that, and we are doing brilliantly. See, while I think certain news media outlets in this country are basically up to jocriety, but they are at least staying up all night, and they are being watched more there on the other side of the border than they are being watched here. And it has a more demoralizing and debilitating effect on the other side. They are dependent on our news. Think about that. Their Supreme Court has given the powers to the Pakistani military that if there is dissent, you can try normal civilians in military courts. Can that happen in our country? No matter how much dissent we have. Can you be tried in a military court in India? No. That's the difference between us and them. That's the two-nation theory. Now, which one do you find superior? The one that is progressing, the one which is inclusive, the one which basically says, let's all progress together, or the one which basically says, let's eliminate the other, and that's the only agenda we should have. Tell your children's children, indoctrinate them about hating people across the border. So think about it. And that's what their chief says. Our army chief is not saying that. Their army chief is. So anyways. So, and yes, how can we forget this? There's like a lot of Pakistani creators. They've suddenly found Twitter. You know, Twitter in Pakistan was actually restricted till Twitter or X was, I keep saying that. But anyways, X was restricted in Pakistan for quite some time right now. They had to log into VPNs to log on, but it suddenly has been granted access so that they can basically create vitriol and share vitriol for us. So their creators are at it. I'm sure our creators are at it as well. But then again, let's see what happens. So we launched Operation Sindoor, and one thing that started coming, Operation Sindoor, we'll follow Swagra, this, that and the other. Well, to them, we like to educate that If we fill sindoor in you, we will oblige you with the swagrat as well if you provoke us more. Right? That's what you are doing. You are provoking us. And you want to escalate, 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 escalate. Yeah. Our Prime Minister and our Defense Minister is not going on Sky TV and saying things. We don't need to. Those guys pick up bites from what our leaders say in our country and run it. That is the power of the leaders of this country. Whether it is the opposition leaders in this country, whether anybody. They don't have to go to anyone. The other media comes, picks up what they say here and takes it there. Whether they say in the favor of this country, against this country, that does not matter. So that is the beauty of this nation. And that is a problem with Pakistan right now. The biggest problem that they have is that the world listens to us now. World is intrigued by what are we up to. And Chinese, one thing that Chinese need to understand, if they want to access Indian markets, do you think it's really wise to arm our neighbor to go up against us so that we give you access to the markets? No, we'll actually shut you down even more. You already have lost access to the American markets. The Europeans would like to buy from you, but they don't have enough money. And the British are signing free trade agreements with India. So, yeah, would it be wise for the Chinese? I'm sure Chinese are wise enough to think about that. Anyways, so I think we are doing great as a nation for all the people who are standing behind what we are doing right now. So let's boost the morale of all our soldiers. And in case you liked something, please hit the like button. Please like, share, subscribe. Allow us to grow as well as a channel. Until next time, you take care of yourself. Stay safe. Listen to the instructions that the local government gives you for your own safety. Please cooperate. Please do not create a hindrance. Also, if there is military movement in your area, you do not have to make reels and share them across social media. That is not something what we do. The thing that we can probably do is support whatever our soldiers are doing out there to keep us safe at night. Right? So with that, I'll take your leave. Until we meet again, Jai Hind.